get this rain off now. You need it off now. He's asleep. Get the rain off. Turn the rain off. Stop clicking that button. Get the rain off. And now the weather is back in Hector's favor, and he's loving it. So Brute Bonnet versus Zapdos leads. We have an electric on electric violence here. Said the Bullet Seed does far more to his Zapdos than I personally expected. This is a super interesting matchup. I think Hector is the better player who game planned more coming into this game. However, I do think Goofmeek has the better team with the Chi-Yu, the Mega Mawile, the Torkoal to turn off his rain, the Regieleki to sweep him up. I think that this is a positive matchup for Goofmeek, but I think in every other respect he's outclassed. So let's see, if a good team is enough to win. You get the Brute Bonnet versus Swampert. I think this is a great matchup for Brute Bonnet. He goes Bullet Seed, which breaks the substitute, KOs the Swampert, and just murders it. So we immediately, turn 2, Hector's down. The power of the good team. Regieleki comes in on the Pelipper. Pelipper probably doesn't want it, ends up going into the Ferrothorn as the Regieleki wild charges. I probably would have gone aggressively into my Slitherwing because there's no way he's leaving the Regieleki. He's like leaving his Water Weeks in on the Eleki. He goes to the Torkoal, gets that Sun off. Pelipper comes out, turns the rain back on, and Stealth Rocks go up. That's good. This is going to be a very switch-heavy match, so having those rocks up is good. It also punishes him for trying to get his weather back on often. He's Whirlpool trapped. Thunder Punch KOs the Pelipper, so once that rain is gone, it is gone for the rest of the game. Goofmeek is playing great. He turns the rain off right away. Surf does a lot of damage, but it's okay because now its power is just cut forever. Well, not forever. For the next couple of turns. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, guys. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. We get the attack-boosted Protosynthesis Slitherwing. Hurricane's accuracy is cut in the sun, and the close combat rips. And that's strong, because that Protosynthesis attack boost off that huge attack stat is huge. Close combat does 40% to Clef. And if he's got a Moonblast, it's game. No, Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss is not going to hurt that bad. I didn't know Clef got Draining Kiss. That's kind of crazy. Goes into the Brute Bonnet. Seems like a terrible decision. I don't know why on earth you would do that. Why would you do that? What's going on here? And he just goes into the Mawile then. Seems like he should have gone Mawile from the jump. Goes into the Ferrothorn, which can take the Mawile very well if you ask me. Yeah. Iron Heads, then we got the Iron Barbs. It's Goofmeek's game to lose, personally, but I don't think he will lose. Ends up going into the Chi-Yu on the Stealth Rocks. Now Hector's in trouble, because he can just spam Specs Flamethrowers and win this game from here. As the Flamethrower does rip, does get the burn. Hector's having bad luck, and he can just keep Flamethrowering. Keep putting on that fire pressure. Regice thinks he can take the hit. Newsflash, he can't. Oh, the Terra Ground does 24%, and now the Regice has lost his weakness. Yeah, get rid of that Slitherwing. The Terra Ground Regice is huge. It's a huge way for him to be able to handle the Regieleki. The Giga Drain still doing nothing. Nothing, because it's so specially defensive even with that advantage. But close combat is enough to KO because of Regice's lack of physical defense. Ferrothorn thinks it can take this hit, but it can't either. That close combat destroys it. And Goofmeek manages to take game 1. That's the power of a strong team, and actually very good play. There was only a few turns there where I was really second-guessing the decisions Goofmeek was making. So playing very well in the playoffs, Goofmeek is. Let's go round 2. We immediately get the Pelipper and versus the Brute Bonnet. I'm pulling my Brute Bonnet out here. Instead, he goes for the Spore. And that's great, because Pelipper can't prevent, Torkoal from coming in with things like U-Turn or aggressive Hydro Pumps or Weather Balls. Said the Bullet Seed does far more to his Zapdos than I personally expected. Mawile is able to switch in on the resisted attack, but it's not enough, really. But luckily, the Mega Evolution gives it some more defense and enough power to KO the Zapdos. Looks like a good lead right now. Brute Bonnet switches in on Swampert. I approve. Liquidation does 38%. If he hasn't... Now his defense is lower. He probably has Ice Punch. Nope, we see Ferrothorn coming out, taking 53% from the Brute Bonnet. I don't know why Goofmeek didn't bring his Regieleki, though. I think it pressures his opponent so well. But Brute Bonnet is just chipping down his opponent so incredibly well. Slitherwing comes out thinking it can take the Surf. But really, you just needed to get that rain off. right? Now you go directly into the Torkoal. Get this rain off now. You need it off now. He's asleep. Get the rain off. Turn the rain off. Stop clicking that button. Get the rain off. Stop clicking the button. Get the rain off. But instead, you're just dying. Get the rain off. All right, there. Now he sacks into the Torkoal, and the Regirock comes out. Goof gets the rocks up. Okay, decision. Brute Bonnet hits the field. And Regirock body presses. It's a very nice body press. Mawile comes out. Ironhead almost KOs the rock. Gets the flinch, so it is able to KO now. But he goes into the Ferrothorn, probably gets some Iron Barbs chip, and I think KOs. Goofmeek calls that, and they both end up going down. He does die from the Iron Barbs, but he calls it, clicks Fire Fang, and KOs the Ferrothorn. The rain's back up, and Chi-Yu Dark Pulses to get the KO. Now, if I'm Goof, I think I'm turning this off with Torkoal right away. Flames go up. The sun is on. The water's off. But Swampert clicks the substitute. Does Yawn bypass substitute? Because that's a great way to force this Swampert out. Instead, he goes into the Goodra. Does Goodra have... Looks like Goodra is packing HP Grass instead of Power Whip, but it's already over. Chi-Yu is able to outspeed and not KO with the Dark Pulse, and he isn't able to get his second lucky flinch in a row. Instead, we have a full power Torkoal trying to take these attacks. Not the move here. You wanted to... Oh my god. Wow, that's a lot of power. Okay, I feel like Hector just squeaks by with that. Just barely squeaks by. But he does get the win. Let's see if he can make it a deciding win in Game 3. Or if Goofmeek is able to wrap up this series and get the win. So Brute Bonnet versus Zapdos leads. We have an electric on electric violence here. As he goes for the Alecki, and out comes the Swampert, who is your Alecki counter. So we go into the Slitherwing. So he goes for a substitute. Okay, Slitherwing's able to take that Earthquake nicely. Slitherwing has the attack boost. And he goes for a Trailblaze into the Zapdos. Is that really what you want? Nope, he's paralyzed now. Not looking good. Fire-type Weather Ball KOs the Slitherwing. Looking bad. Looking real bad. But we have a Sun-boosted Chi-Yu shot coming in. Goes to the Flamethrower, doing 84%. I think you just go get your Sun back up. Instead, Regieleki gets trapped. This is bad for Goof. Looks like Hector's destroying. Goof is not playing as well as he did in the first game or even the second game. He's really just playing kind of ugly baseball here. Brute Bonnet has been a saving grace for Goofmeek in these matches, though. Let's see if he can continue that trend. Does a ton of damage to the Zapdos. Brute Bonnet putting in way more damage than I think anyone really expects from it. As the Weather Ball comes out, doing nothing to Chi-Yu. That's a Fire-type Weather Ball. As the Pelipper comes out, is he smart enough to click the Dark Pulse this time? Yes, he is, doing 66% to the Pelipper. Let's go for another one. Let's just keep Dark Pulsing. Let's see who wants to take this Dark Pulse. Come on. You want to play this game? Let's play this game. Rain's gone for good. The rain's gone for good. Dark Pulse again. Do it. Be fucking crazy. Dark Pulse again. Okay, maybe it's smart that you don't think like me. We go Brute Bonnet. Probably takes the Earthquake decently. I think we saw earlier. Yeah, 29%. Now we got the attack boost. And we go Ferrothorn. Close combat. Almost KOs. Almost KOs! We just keep ripping shots. We just keep ripping shots. Now with the rain gone, Goof has really turned the tables. He's able to put on his own weather pressure. Goof has done a very good job of controlling the weather in this series. The close combat almost KOs the Zapdos, but no paralysis this time. Thank God for that. At least for Goofmeek, he's saying thank God. Goes into the Mawile. Gets O-Code. That's nasty. That's very nasty. We get the Torkoal, bringing out the Sun. Don't know why you would want to stall out these turns. Instead, he rain dances that away. And now the weather is back in Hector's favor. And he's loving it. He's loving that he's able to do this damage. And he's going to just sweep. He can sweep from here. Yeah, he just surfs. And he can Hurricane. And that's game. And Hector made the right decisions, had the right moves to wrap this up in the end. Very well done. Very, very well done, Hector. Whew, I'm sweating.